Master skills and enjoy the journey of learning. I am Anil Kumar. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Here is a request from one of our students who wants to understand how do we use graphing calculator to solve problems in statistics, mainly data analysis. While Desmos is one of the most beautiful and absolutely free tool available on internet and it is being used worldwide. So we are going to see how do we use Desmos to answer this particular question. And you can extend this to most of your problems relating to graphing calculator applications. I hope it makes sense. So let's get to this very beautiful question shared by our student. The table below shows the marks scored by 7 students on 2 different mathematics tests. Test 1, which I'm saying P, and test 2 as Q. So 15, 20, 23, 26, 25, 27, 30, 32, 34, 35, 34, 37, 40, 45. So it means really that if a student scored 30 marks in the first test, then in the second test, the marks were 32, right? Right. So P defines the marks in set 1 and Q in set 2, right? So I hope this part is clear. Now, let L1 be regression line of P on Q. So this is a very critical statement of P on Q. The equation of the line L1 can be written in the form y equals to ax plus b. Find the value of a and b. So that's the question for you. So there were 2 things which were critical for my student to understand is to what should be the x value and what should be the y value in this particular case. So pause the video for a second and think about it. Now when you come across this line that let L1 be regression line of P on Q. So P on Q really means what? It really means that the values of P are dependent on Q. Does make sense? So that means Q should be along the x axis and P, since it is dependent on Q, should be along the y axis. Does that make sense? If you work this out, then definitely you're going to get the right answer. Otherwise, your answer will be absolutely incorrect. Make sense? Now, the thing is, how do we draw the regression line? So we can use a graphing calculator of any kind, right? So I'm going to use Desmos in this particular case. And since many of my students are not very familiar with how do we use Desmos for the regression line, I'm going to also take you step by step on how do we use Desmos. So now let's see. So on the other screen, I'm opening up Desmos. As you can see, this is the screen of Desmos, and there we need to now create the table. And let us see in details what steps are followed to get the result. Now let us explore how do we use my favorite Desmos for graphing, and in this particular case, for linear regression. So first thing is that you have to set up the scale. So you can see here, since the data, we know the x and the y values. We have a table here where the x-axis is so tuned and y-axis also so that we get a proper graph in the window given. We also know that line 1 is dependent on line 2 in this particular case, and therefore the information given in line 2 will be treated along the independent x axis, and the information for the line 1 will be treated as dependent. So, x and y values we have defined. X is for line 2 and y is for line 1. That's critical. So, knowing that, it's time to create a table for us. So as you can see on my screen, I'll click at plus sign which says add items. And in these items, when you click, you have an option for table. So let's click table now. We get x1 and y1 as the coordinate points which we need to feed in. So looking at the data given to us, we can actually now feed in the values. So the first set is 2015. Tab takes us to the next. We get 26, 23 as the next, and then follow this procedure, right? 27, 25. Then we have 30 to 30, 35, 34, 37, 34, and the last value is 35, 40. So as you can see, we have a scatter plot here. All the dots corresponding to the coordinate points entered can be seen on the graph. Now, we need to actually draw the linear regression and find the equation. See the beauty. What will happen is, as soon as I select linear regression, it will automatically draw the line and provide us with the equation. So, do you see these dots? I'm just pressing my mouse over there and it gives you the options. So, it has lines which we are not really interested in. We are interested in this option of add regression. So, I'm going to click at add regression. As soon as you click, you see a straight line, which is also the line of best fit. And in addition to that, we get an equation. You see, y equals to 1.29083x minus 10.3794. So this line which you get is the equation of the linear regression. It also gives you other information related to the linear regression. R square is 0.9035 and the value of R is 0.9505. So the data beautifully fits into this particular line since the value of R is much greater than zero point 0.9. Makes sense, right? So that answers our question. We'll take this information. From here, we can download this information and put it in our solution along with the line, right? So I'm going to take a screenshot of this and then place that in my solution, right? So I'm just taking a screenshot of all this information which we have here and then share with you the conclusion of our answer. I hope it makes sense. So let's get back to the question. So here is the regression, the linear regression for the given information, which I have imported back into my program. And you can see that we do have the equation of the line. So as you can see here, we have imported this information from Desmos. It is extremely flexible, so you can use it and then get all the information into your document and share with others. It's absolutely free. So we get the line of regression, which is right there, and therefore now we have our answer. And the value of A is 1.29 and value of B is 10.38 if you round it to two decimal places, correct? So that is how we are going to answer this particular question. I hope it makes sense. Feel free to write your comment, share your views. If you like and subscribe to my videos, that'd be great. Thanks for your valuable time and all the best.